All the mamans and mothers, Juns and Johns gather in the living room, dyed hair unleashed from invisible shawls that they thought they left behind in Tehran. Tea corrodes their bleached teeth, and they laugh outrageous laughs as their daughters' dainty nose jobs pretend not to be obvious. They talk about the weight they've gained and the strands of dark fuzz that rudely interject their faux Anglo-Saxon attempts at relief from the pain of holding two cultures on their backs. They talk about the Kharijis, who are always wrong about the motherland. Then they talk about the motherland, which is always wrong about the Kharijis. They sit in the crosshairs, lounging on family rugs and new sectionals from IKEA like they always have. They forget about hiding those ocean-whipped accents, never once concealing the pomegranate-stained language of wars and festivals that they refuse to teach their children. No, that would hurt too much. That would make them un-American, and that meant one step closer to the front line. And they all remember how the bomb warnings sounded through the walls of crowded Iran apartments, and they all remember the sisters and mothers and cousins that never made it out. So they eat a few pomegranates, cashews, and dates. They pretend not to cry over that twisted up memory of home. They pretend not to care about the soil they stand on. They make an Iran in the middle of America.
Okay, so this is called hate. Hate is not a word you can dictate or facilitate. As a verb, it describes intense distaste for someone or something in this place, this cruel place we call home. In this place we treat like shit, surviving on nothing more than our own wit, while others sit at home alone. They moan and groan about problems they see and experience, but don't own because they feel they stand alone. But they're not alone. So while they sit at home reading and bleeding, we stand tall writing and fighting for this society to be free. Because this generation's had enough of sitting and waiting and not doing stuff. We watch other generations screw this part up, so it's our time to speak out and say enough. This generation will not be silenced, and we will continue to speak out against the violence. You cannot tell us to give this up. You cannot tell us to stop doing stuff. We live in America, land of the free, home of the brave, made up by immigrants, hard workers, who cry liberty and justice for all. Now the reason that we have liberty is to protect us from hate. Hate that turns race against race, that makes people see a sexuality as a disgrace or a color before a face. But liberty isn't enough. To stand against hate, we need to stand together. Hate is not a battle fought alone. It's fought with friends and family to get out of this war zone. But those of us who can't get out, we scream and shout and we speak out and we talk fast so we might last, and we continue to write down our revelations and preach our declarations. Hate is not in our past, it's here now. It doesn't affect the one, it affects the many. And to defeat hate, we have to rise up, and together we will be enough.
Hello, I'm America's Stereotype, an A+ student with a pretty cheerleader girlfriend, athletic, handsome, captain of the wrestling team, but the one thing I cannot let you know is error, failure, malfunction. See, why am I told I am free, but I cannot be an emotional man in this corrupt community? As I'm hit with this stalking stereotype, I'm told my emotions can never be right. Hit with emotion as my heart races to keep my never-dying dignity alive. And hit with affections like a spear of love puncturing my lungs. And hit in a sport so I'm not hit emotionally. And I'm hit, error, failure, malfunctions. I don't know what's going on, but I keep on talking these rhymes to tell you and understand. And hit as I take that middle bathroom stall. And all of you stare at me questioning as words roll out of your plagued lips, infecting my pride and breaking down my walls. And hit as the arrows of my friends who never truly accept who I really am. And hit knowing that your support is just mere words from a brain with diminishing thoughts. And as I watch our community fall, as Peter Piper picked a pepper as our population pictures of political personality in our people, and poetry is a plague poisoning our prospect. And as I watch my hand of hate unravel our community when I'm not trying to do anything. And so I ask you to look inside you, because I am you, and to unravel that love, to create a web that can withstand my running calls for my community to catch me.
Hello everyone. My name is Sophia Hernandez, and today I'm going to sing an original song called Untouchables. It is about, it's focused on a girl who is faced with inequality, and it's dedicated to all the people, the the immense population of people all around the world who are also faced with inequality. I was sitting in your cafe, sipping on my coffee when you came here. You said, gotta go, girl, get out. Well, excuse me, sir, don't mean to fight, but where I stand is my personal right. You walk over to the cashier, push him out of place, take out some money, then you shove it in my face and say, girl, get out. Have you no heart? No, so no car. Have you no reason to push me out the door? Untouchable. Untouchable, untouchable. Driving home from university, just finished my PhD. Take a look in my rearview mirror, got a cop that's driving nearer. Pull me over, you say, girl, get out. Whoa, push me over, you say, girl, get out. Have you no heart? No, so no car. Have you no reason to push me out the door? Untouchable. Untouchable. For once in your life, don't pick and choose. For once in your life, think of my point of view. Petrified, terrorized through years, living their lives drenched in their worst of nightmares. Untouchable. Untouchable, untouchable.
This is Next Time. Every day I see a new headline, a new story, and I think to myself, oh, that's fine. I think of it as boring. But there's someone dead every day, groups of people that have no say, and while we're out here losing our lives, politicians are hearing chimes, notifications from their Twitter app, wondering what to do with the dollar bills in their lap. If we live in a world where that's okay, is this a world where I want to stay? Change is what we need to see, because next time, could it be me? Missed details so minute could have me next time saying, don't shoot.
This is my poem. It's called No Explanation Necessary. B-U-C-U-R-O-A-I-A. 9 letters too long for my 5th grade substitute teacher. I shrink as their mouths twitch at the double letters, eyes blinking at the bolded B, gawking back at them. I witness it be stripped, beaten, and mocked to the savage language of acceptance. My last name is a pause. The waves of syllables do not collide softly on American palates. They ask me how I say it, and yet they don't bother to remember it. My last name becomes a spotlight, an invitation to broadcast my upbringing as if I must validate my mother's journey into their territory. My last name becomes a hurdle not worth the exercise of pronunciation. My last name becomes bottled up shame I pour myself in the mornings. During a time frame where I craved nothing other than belonging, my homemade lunches and crochet scarves paid tribute to the foreign soil my home is grounded on. The accent that danced on the tip of my father's tongue was comfort, morphed into discomfort. I am taught it is safer to suffocate in silence than to be an inconvenience. We live in a world where if you are not easy, you are already too complicated. That's right. 9 letters are a testimony to my own acceptance.
a reflection of my bilingual tongue and extended relatives, I anticipate the pause. In the deep breaths of hesitation, I mold their jaws around my grandmother's wisdom. They are 9 letters too short to portray my family's biography, and so I settle with a simple correction. Bukuraya. No explanation necessary.
This next song is called Reality, and it's about how society is and how it can sometimes, like what the effects can be on people's lives.